Right, kicking us off. Robert Kirkman has confirmed that the live-action Invincible film is still in development. During a roundtable interview at San Diego Comic-Con, in which the direct was taking place, is when he said that, and they've reported that. It's good to know it's still being worked on. I've seen some mixed responses to this on the interweb. Some people are like, it's doing really well in animated, make sure your entire attention's on that. We don't need it to be live action. Which I do kind of get.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, rightly or wrongly, actually no, not rightly or wrongly, there are people who look down on animation and won't give it a chance. And they are missing out on a very, very thrilling story. So more people who see that, kind of the better. And there is always a chance that when you release a film, and it will do decently well because of how much traction the comic and the show has got, that more people who haven't given either of them a chance go to watch it, and then they're like, okay, I'll give it a go. I'm always a big believer in if you have the chance to convert people to watch an animated project, you absolutely should.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, you, like you say, you'll possibly convert or get people to watch it that wouldn't have looked at Invincible, watch it and they go, holy shit, this character's really cool. Oh, there's an animated series also on Amazon Prime. Fuck it, let's watch that as well. And then they're in. As much as I... Here's the thing. Do you have Stephen Ewan?
It's difficult. I think he's aged out.
Yeah. He's... Unless you do, like, I don't know if it's possible, an older Invincible, so that it doesn't overlap with the animated show too much. Maybe.
I mean, that would just be like later on in the Invincible story, though.
True.
He's 40, yeah. I mean, he still looks young for 40. He doesn't look 17 young, though.
No, you could get away with him being, like, young adult, but not
I say you aim for, like, big name for Omni-Man.
Yeah.
And then get a young up-and-coming Asian American actor for Invincible and make a fucking career for someone. Let's do it.
True.
I would love for more superhero projects to have, like, the older mentor character be a well-known celebrity, and then they cast someone who's relatively unknown in the main role to create their career, because that's how we've got some of our best actors right now.
True.
July 2025 is now set to see the release of Fantastic Four First Steps, Superman, and Jurassic World Rebirth.
We probably get 2 of those in July.
Yeah, one of them will absolutely get delayed or pushed or something.
And that is
I'm guessing Fantastic Four, yeah.
What a
ironically, crazy thing when both Fantastic Four and Jurassic World get pushed to August. Give Superman the film that I do think would win the box office out of the 3 of them. And then just give it the entire month by itself.
As much as I would love, like, Fantastic Four and Superman to, like, release literally within, like, the same week of each other, and you can go do, like, back-to-back superhero, like, would be cool as fuck. I don't believe Fantastic Four is ready by July. So...
And if it is, and it's as good as we think it's going to be, I will be amazed.
Yeah.
In an interview with Games Radar, the Penguin team revealed that Arbats won't be making an appearance. Now, we don't have to believe that.
So they say. Yeah.
They are saying he won't make an appearance, which does mean we're not allowed to be upset if he doesn't make an appearance, because they've categorically said he's not making an appearance. But it wouldn't be the first time a guest spot has been lied about to keep it a surprise.
Well, yeah. They're not going to just go, oh, yeah, Batman shows up at this pivotal end moment.
So the logical point of what they were saying was the Batman films take place at, like, this great height of Batman looking down on Gotham as, like, the overarching protector, whereas the Penguin show takes place at ground height with Penguin interacting with other people.
I get you.
And therefore, like, them collisions wouldn't necessarily make sense. I disagree. I think having a character from the big screen come crashing through the skylight into the TV show would have a really cool visual. But I get why they wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, so do I. But we'll wait and see, I guess.
According to Deadline, Ian McKellen has been asked to return for Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. This aligns with a report from the BBC that he isn't planning on retiring anytime soon, and he doesn't want anyone else to play Gandalf while he still can.
So yeah, I've seen a few different things. So he has been approached, and probably also this is by Peter Jackson. There is more stories to be told that will be involving Gandalf. He has said, one thing he said is, I don't know, I haven't seen a check yet. And also, I don't even think they've written a script yet. So he's like, as long as I am able and willing, I will always put on the pointy hat and beard. And would rather, unless he's dead, he hopes to see no one else play Gandalf. Which I'm all like, as long as he can do it, as long as he's willing to, I hope we get to see more Gandalf from Ian McKellen.
Exactly. One of the true greats. Josh Brolin has been offered the role of Hal Jordan in the Lantern series, according to an article from the Nexus Point News, with the In Schneider also claiming that if Brolin declines, Ewan McGregor and Matthew McConaughey are next up for consideration. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to mince my words. This is a dogshit decision, and the first time I've been worried about a casting thought process with the DCU.
Fair. I also feel like all three of those are very different vibes.
So the idea is they want an older dude who's going to play Hal Jordan as a mentor towards a younger Jon Stewart. Here's my problem. Josh Brolin is, I'm going to double check his age so I don't accidentally age him. Because I'm not trying to be rude. Josh Brolin is 56. Yeah? His year of birth is in the 60s. This is an issue. Ewan McGregor, I believe, is a bit younger, but not massively. Ewan McGregor is 53. Matthew McConaughey is 54. They all, visually, I think, could play Hal Jordan.
Okay.
Here's my counterpoint. If you're going to go for someone that old, which I don't think they should do, but if you're going to, there is someone who literally fits the bill perfectly. His name's Tom Cruise. If you're going to go that old, go Tom Cruise. Don't give a fuck. It makes the most sense if you're going to go. If you're willing to hire someone that old for this character, give us Tom Cruise. But you shouldn't go that old. You should go someone in their early 40s if you want the mentor vibe, and they'll still be able to accomplish that. I don't like it. I don't like Josh Brolin as a casting, full stop. Ewan McGregor and Matthew McConaughey, I get. Ewan McGregor is very easy to sell as a mentor character because we all grew up with him as a mentor character. Matthew McConaughey kind of has the natural swagger and arrogance that I'd expect from Hal Jordan. So he could sell that quite well, and I also rate Matthew McConaughey as an actor very highly. But I do just think they're all too old.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about the Lanterns to really say much. I like Ewan McGregor and Matthew McConaughey. Don't really know Josh Brolin very well, so...
Thanos, Cable...
Oh, Cable, yeah. Yeah. I'd rather Ewan McGregor or Matthew McConaughey personally. But
the thing with Hal Jordan, I don't want to rag on this too much because I do see some logic to what they're trying to do here. The idea is James Gunn wants to make it very clear that heroes have been in this world for a long time. So by going for an older Hal Jordan, who was the first human Green Lantern, that kind of establishes that heroes have been around for a while.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. Even if he's a mentor, Hal Jordan's a big name. I don't want you killing him off inside 5 years of your universe. By which point, all of these guys are basically 60 years old. That is going to feel and look weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fairly valid point.
It's the same reason people didn't like Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, because he's 53.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not it. I strongly urge them to reconsider.
True.
Yeah. It's never a good sign when someone like Ian Schneider, who does know his stuff, is cooperating the stories though.
Yeah.
The Knives Out 3 budget has been kind of reportedly leaked. 210 million. This is up from the $40 million of the first film, according to a report by the Ian Schneider. Okay, we are going to be completely fair and objective here. If we're going to, and we did, stand here and slag off paying RDJ 95 million to return, and we're going to sit here and go, spending 200 million on a film makes no sense when Oppenheimer, one of the best films ever, it's probably a top 10 film ever already, cost less than 100, and lots of the best films, like horror films, which routinely are very well made films, cost 10 to 20 million. This film, the first of these films, was a masterpiece, and it only cost 40 million. Why are we up at 210 now?
Yeah,
what are we
that's
doing?
my initial thing. Like, if you can create such a great film with the first one at 40 million, why do you now need another 170? Like, where's that money really going?
Make 5 of them at 40 million a piece instead of one at 210. I will take the dip in quality if there even is one.
Well,
because here's the thing, I know that first one was awesome.
Here's my thing. If the extra money is getting spent into VFX, stunt, like the people that maybe had to do this on their bottom rates to make it happen, but still pulled out a masterpiece, if they're now getting paid out for it, cool. If this is just a couple of actors getting a fat paycheck, like, why?
It's insane. I feel like I definitely have said this before. I've spent so much hypothetical money on this podcast. I would love to just set up a bank for people who want to make films and just finance low cost films. And just be like, I don't need to make a profit. You just do enough to make me back my money so that I can give another film a chance, and you can keep basically all the profit. I'll take like 1% profit or whatever, like half of the industry standard. And if that's still a lot of money, I'll take even less. Like, there are so many good films that can be made for less than 20 million. And as much as I love the Knives Out films, we do not need to be spending 210 million on that.
No.
And before anyone dares to get in our fucking comments saying, "Oh, hold that same energy," we do. We so do. There is no need for a DC or a Marvel film or a Star Wars film or any other big IP to be spending more than, right now, about 120, 130 million on a film. And that should still be rare. And that should be for like an end game type thing where you've just got so many big actors that all need to be paid.
I'm okay with it when you start showing that money is going to like the VFX work and all that stuff that we know is getting like stretched thin.
Yeah. So Secret Level is a new show that's coming out in December that we're both very excited for. I didn't twig this at the time, but in the trailer it showed that one of the episodes was centered around the recently released hero shooter from PlayStation called Concorde. So that was revealed at the end of August before the game was even out. The game came out on the 1st of September, I believe. The game has now, after not very good launch, has been pulled from sale. Everyone who bought it's being refunded, and the servers are going to be shuttered in the next couple of days, leaving people to wonder, is that episode still going to be released? Is it going to be replaced? Is there just going to be one less episode now?
So, yeah, the game came out on the 23rd of August. So it had...
Okay, cool.
2 weeks. And they have announced this Friday, like, the servers are going to shut down, people have been refunded. The reasons that we'll save probably for next week when Josh is on.
Yeah.
And we'll no doubt get into Concorde's failure. But regarding Secret Level, knowing that this is by the same guys that kind of were behind Love, Death and Robots, if they've done it the same way where like each story has been given to different studios to work on, I don't think they removed this episode. One, it's already made, it's already paid for.
It might already be made, we don't know. It might have just been like partial test footage of that episode.
This
I
animation
assume
stuff,
it's ready, but there is a chance.
If it's not complete, it's like 80%, like it's well on the way. I think it'd be unfair to the studio that's got to work on that to take it away, because they've put like plenty of time and passion into like doing all that artwork and stuff for it. Sony's still going to get paid out for how well that, like how many views that episode gets. I imagine they're still going to get, there's going to be some cut there that they're earning off this to allow that IP to be used. So I think it lives on, and the funny thing is that'll probably end up being the best thing that game produced.
Yes.
Like, unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if whatever that episode is, we're all like, this is sick as fuck and it looks great. Your game was not this, though.
Let's be completely clear, because we are going to make some more jokes about that game over the coming weeks, I'm sure. I do feel bad for the devs in this situation, like the actual developers, because they don't get a choice of what they make. They are at the whim of executives and managers, and they are just told to do this to the best of your ability. Yes, the game might not have been everyone's cup of tea, but the guy coding the gun mechanics has no control over the overall design of the game. He's just trying to do the best he can. So if we do make any jokes about this game at any point, just know we are laughing at the fucking dipshits who approved it, spent 8 years working on it, and then gave up on it after 2 weeks, and not the people who poured their heart and soul into trying to make this game a success. There
is definitely some of the like executive devs at the top that clearly messed up somewhere for this to release in the state it did after 8 years. Like, there is some that, and that's like that borderline of like the execs that made the calls to the ones that were trying to manage it, like, and then as you go, like the day-to-day devs that worked on every part of it and poured their hearts into it, yeah, it's not their fault, but yeah, it's wild situation.
Yeah, big time. The early Joker reviews are in from critics. It's not looking very good, with very mixed reactions. And the most common claim I'm seeing is that the film felt directionless at times. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, Corey, when watching one of the trailers, did I not say, with how much it's jumping between these different settings, I'm worried we might get a little bit lost.
I think you did say something like that. Yeah, the trailer seemed like it had the vibe right, but then also the story was very confusing on what was actually going on.
Yeah. I'm still holding out hope.
Yeah. I mean, we've had it where critics are not necessarily got what the audience loves, but...
Yeah. But also, there's just a real chance that this film isn't for everyone. They've been very clear throughout the entire kind of press tour for this film. So, if you don't risk failing spectacularly, are you even trying to make art? Which might sound artsy-fartsy and really pretentious, but it does have some merit to the point.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we will like it, but the reviews aren't going to put me off. If that makes sense.
I think...
especially this far out.
The possibility is that they pushed the box on what they were trying to go for a bit too far, and it just kind of lost some people.
Yeah.
But we'll wait and see.
In an interview with SFX magazine, Matt Reeves said that his Batman stories will never go fully fantastical, giving Gentleman Ghost as an example of a villain that he could/would never use.
Yeah, wasn't it like in what people know, like they'd have to find a very different way of doing that character to try and make him fit in.
So he said for a lot of the more fantastical characters, they'd have to rework to make sense in his world. And there are some that are just too fantastical, like Gentleman Ghost. So someone like Killer Croc could just be someone with deformities, as an example. I don't hate this because it does make sense to the world he's already created.
Yeah.
All this does mean is James Gunn's Batman in the DCU needs to be what I've been saying for a long time. More loud, campy, comic booky. Give me the big man made out of clay and the dude who shoots ice fighting the Gentleman Ghost. Give it to me.
I'm quietly confident that we will get that, because
that's what I need more than anything.
We said when we knew Batman's going to be one of the first phases, we were like, there's going to be some crossover. Are we going to get Matt Reeves to allow to carry on? Or is he going to get pulled in and just get to work on? And the fact that they're like, there is a Batman 2, there is talks of other side shows after Batman 2. We know Matt Reeves is being given kind of full freedom to pursue his Batverse. Almost makes me know that James Gunn's like, yeah, there is no worry that this like clash, like has a crossover effect with the world he wants to create. And he knows that they're going to stand very like independently.
Yeah.
And they're far enough apart. So that then makes me think what you want in the DCU one of it being more fantastical and whatnot. I'm quietly confident that James Gunn's going to do that.
Because here's the thing, like, I don't dislike a grounded story inherently, but that's all we've ever got from Batman.
True.
Like, where is some freaky shit? Where, like, as much as people like to take the piss out of, like, Batman Forever and Batman Returns and shit, with, like, the Batnips and Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy who are camp as fuck, I want it. My issue with that film was not how camp it was. It was the plot and the story were weak. The visual style of that film I fucking adore, and I'll die on that hill. And like I need some of it. And here's the thing: I feel like I'm the one shouting for it. I promise you, you release one of these films that's a bit loud and campy and comic booky, you are going to see people flooding back to the cinema for superhero films because they need to be fun again, man. Make it fun.
Yeah, I mean. And this thing with the way that Matt Reeves has done his world, like it totally works in the vibe that he wants to go for that Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we need variety.
Absolutely. Creature Commandos has got a release date. We knew it was coming in December, but we've now got a firm release date.
Yes.
Of the 5th of December on Max. There is nothing about the rest of the world as of yet. I did respond to James Gunn's announcement tweet arting what we're supposed to do, but he has not responded as of yet. Which is strange, because normally me and James talk very closely.
Yeah. Just text him.
I can only assume because I'm like on his favourites list, like the notification came from a different tab, and he just hadn't seen it yet. I don't know.
My hope is, at first we didn't really hear anything about the Penguin, and then we found out it was going to be on Now TV. I'm hoping it's a similar situation.
My only concern is because it's an animated project.
It's not as a big priority.
Yeah, because Sky will buy the projects they want to show.
Yeah, I know.
That's the only concern. And hey, I said this a year and a half ago when it got announced that they were doing it, and I was like, okay, how are they going to sort it? And they haven't. So we'll have to wait and see for that. But I'm still excited for the show, no matter what. And it's nice to know exactly when it's coming now.
True.